been 2 years since we hosted a meet of this caliber and size here at our home pool. We're just super excited to see an entire team get together, support one another, and get after some fast racing this weekend.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see, especially the 24s and 25s who haven't been to a meet of this size in their collegiate career yet. So it's very exciting to be able to see them in their element and show them what MIT swimming and diving can do in this environment, and also to welcome back the 23s and 22s like us, who's been so long since we've competed in this atmosphere. So it'll be really electric. I'm excited.
Yeah, and on that note too, it might be a little bit cliche, but it's been so long since a lot of us have had like consistent ability to train in a facility, much less like a pool. And so throughout the season, we've seen a lot of people progress very steadily through their training, through the meets, and getting faster and faster. And seeing Invite as a checkpoint to see how much we've been able to grow since we finally been able to have a regular schedule will be very exciting to see.
I mean, as you said, it's been a while since we've gotten to swim this fast and train consistently, so it's exciting to finally be here at the end of a semester where most people have been on campus.
Yeah, and I would say like the thing I'm most excited for is actually being able to suit up and also like being like rested for end of season meet, or I guess mid-season meet in this case. And see how fast everyone can go. We've all trained really hard, and I'm really excited to see some like the relays and individual swims this weekend.
Yeah, just focusing on some more of the race details, making sure that we know our stroke counts going for each lap of our races, practicing dives, starts, turns, the little things that we don't always necessarily work on in the middle of like a good training block, but definitely once the championship meet starts coming up, we have to start paying attention to it more.
I think also getting in the mental game. I know the divers have been talking about this a lot too, which is awesome, and on the swim side we have as well. Like just getting prepared, getting our game faces on. We've had so much practice of racing, and now it's time to actually go, and hit our dives. So it'll be really exciting.
And with that too, especially adjusting back to being in person, since MIT was one of the latest schools to adjust back to like a hybrid or in-person school setting. A lot of people have been able, or not necessarily been able, but have been taken a little bit of time to adjust to the in-person classes, the rigor required of actually allotting time to go to class, to engage with the professor one-on-one rather than Zoom at 2 times speed. And so that's put a lot of stress on people in terms of being able to complete their coursework in an efficient manner. And so over break and these past couple of days especially, recovery has been extremely important to really reap the benefits of the training we've put in so far to make sure our body fully incorporates that into our ability to perform, and hopefully see it pay out this weekend.
Yeah, so like this past week, it's all detail work now and making sure you have a plan, especially since this coincides at the end of the semester. It is necessary to have a plan going into classes and then going into Invite after. So just making sure everyone on the team is staying mindful of that. We'll see some really great races and some great dives.
Yeah, and like over the break we did have some pretty good practices as a team, or for those of us who actually stayed on campus. And I also, like, the divers also just got some new equipment for visualizing their, or like recording their dives. And I think that's really helped them hone in their skills and their dives for this upcoming meet.
Yeah, I guess for our divers, you know, it's great. Every single chance they get to compete at a dual meet is another chance to practice on the 1 meter and 3 meter boards. This weekend, they're going to be doing some 11 dive lineups, so definitely a lot of that preparation is going to go to good use.
I would say just learning how to swim with a team that hasn't been together for so long. I think we've been getting to know each other, especially on relays when you have to touch and go so quickly and learn how people swim. It's been really exciting to be able to do that and get to know how everybody competes. So I think all of that will lead up to, it's great down the line in the semester, will lead up to a great Invite.
And in the context of not being able to compete for a very long period of time, these meets also help a lot with race rehearsal in terms of knowing how to get up to race after having to sit, cheer for your teammates for a while, and figuring out your race strategy, figuring out your pre-race routine, figuring out all those little bits and details that really make swimmers and divers shine during a long competition weekend.
Yeah, a lot of it's already been said, but to beat the same drum, it is all rehearsal for the big show. Even if you're not quite, hitting your dives right, well, hopefully you are, no injuries, or if you're not hitting the times that you want, it's all practice for this Invite and then what we'll hit at end of season. So dual meets are really important in that sense.
Yeah, and like Laura said, like even though everyone won't necessarily have their best swims at dual meets. I think there have been some really great swims and dives as well, and so that should give everyone a lot of confidence leading into Invite.
Yeah, I guess my favorite memory is just cheering for the relays. I'm not the biggest relay swimmer because I'm not a sprinter really, so I love just getting up and cheering for those people on those relays, especially at the evening finals. Yeah, just telling all of our younger teammates to just get ready to cheer, scream your head off.
Hype man David. Kind of in a similar vein, I'm very excited to be able to emphasize team a lot this weekend. Between when you're tired, do it for your team. When you're nervous about a race, a dive, do it for your team. I think this weekend we can transcend some of the individual and really get to the team level goals and achievements. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, in the way too, the team as a whole put a lot of effort into getting to this point, and really just seeing people hit those goals that they set at the beginning of the season that motivates them to put in so much effort is definitely one of the biggest highlights I've ever seen of every Invite or varsity meet in general. Just seeing people's hard work pay off is an extremely rewarding process, especially in the amount of time we spend in the pool.
Yeah. On the sim side, my favorite memories from Invite are always the relays. I came from a smaller club team, so I really didn't get that experience, and now that there's so many freshmen and sophomores who also come from smaller teams and haven't had the experience, I'm really focusing on emphasizing the relay and how it means stepping up for the team, like Lindsay was saying.
Yeah, and once again, to piggyback off of what Lindsay said earlier, a lot of these freshmen and sophomores, swimmers and divers, have competed in high school in these similar types of meets, but at the same time, they might not have experienced anything as with a team as large as this. So I think that these relays and the events and dives, having everyone go up there and cheer for everyone will be a great experience for them.